Ladies and gentlemen, in this video we are going to
talk about all the hardscape we have, and we're gonna do it
blindfolded. Do you know the name of all the hardscape, Tommy?
most of them. Do you know them by touch?
No, we're gonna see. Welcome to the beautiful world of aquascaping.
So we have all the different types of rocks and wood prepared for today, and we're gonna go through them one by one, tell you all about them, tell you how we choose them when we are building, and we have a bit of a challenge as well, because we're gonna try to identify them only by feel with our hands. Can I request some chips in this?
You will find all these wood and rock types under the aquarium decoration on the greenaqua.com website. We ship to most European countries.
And luckily now we have a bunch of new types of hardscape. For years we only had the same stuff over and over again. Now we have new types of rocks, new types of wood. Most of this thanks to RIVEREST, who supplies most of our hardscape. So let's dig into it.
We will go blindfolded one by one.
Yeah, we only have one guess for each round, and we're gonna keep score.
And the loser will carry the stones back, right?
Which is tricky, because if you lose, you don't know which hardscape is which, and you don't know where the place is.
Okay, so the winner will carry back the hardscape, which is okay, because Tommy's gonna be the winner, because I'm mostly very bad with these namings.
Let's see.
So,
if you use a correct name, which is not the name we use, that's acceptable.
Right, okay, the problem is that all hardscape has different names throughout the world from the different vendors. Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. What?
I did
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so for the third, you sure?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Well, I won.
Okay, then you can choose then if you want to start.
Yeah, you blindfolded. Okay. It's in front of you.
It's a rock. This is white Rhino.
Okay.
Is it?
Wow, you take it off.
Yeah,
and
well,
you
I
tell
have
me.
to tell if I'm
You
correct.
tell me.
It is white Rhino.
It is.
One of my favorite stones.
So I've got the sprayed one, so you guys can actually see what is the difference between them if they're under the water.
You can see which one of my shoes is wet as well. They look different now.
Did I wet your shoes?
It's fine.
It's okay, it's winter.
So yeah, now you can guess which one is wet and which one is dry. I love this stone a lot, especially for very minimalistic iwagumi. I've done it in a 60p, I've done it in a 90 cube, and my favorite ever tank I've done so far is the tank still running over here, this 120p. It's made with white Rhino.
I really like the color of it. When you have the cooler temperature, color temperature of the lights, then it can actually have a bluish tint on the water, so it's quite cool.
It looks like metalish a bit. It's rounded but still has some texture, so that's what I love about it. It shows that water has flown through it. It's rounded everywhere, but it has these small textural breaks, and yeah, that's what makes it interesting for me.
You can use it in both ways. You can actually like put it upwards a little bit to like form like V shapes or triangle compositions, and you can have it flat also in the foreground to form some kind of like a flat area if you want to. So it's quite versatile. The only issue is that these stones, most of the bigger pieces, would not stand by themselves.
Because of this, they're very efficient in space, so you don't take away too much of the aquarium.
That is one thing that most beginners do not think about, actually, that when you build a stone structure, you're taking up a lot of space if you're using bulky rocks from the plants. So you will not have enough space to add detail to the aquarium. You will have just the big bulky rocks, like for example the lava stones are like that. So it's like big bulky, so it's not really working.
Yeah, and also it's very good that it's available from like small pieces like this. We have some even smaller ones up to about 40-50 centimeters, so you can build very versatile aquariums with it. Also important, it doesn't really change any water parameters.
And when you use these rocks, you should use the GHKH plus when you're using rose osmosis water in your aquarium, because these will not leach these will not raise the KH. They will not leach any carbonates into the water.
And that goes to like all the hardscape we're going to go through today. We can tell you if it raises KH or not, and in case anything like this that doesn't raise KH, you need GHKH. Any other case, you need the GH Plus only.
And if you want to know more about this, we have a video about the water parameters and you can check that out. We linked it in the description.
Okay, now
Next.
I choose for you.
Yeah, okay. This is wood. It's not ironwood, it's not red moor wood. It's that third type of wood I don't know the name of.
This is gonna be easy.
Yeah, it's gonna be easy.
Sinker wood.
Sinker wood, there you go. I knew that.
It's fairly new in the lineup. We have it for about a year, a bit more. And yeah, it's nice, refreshing type.
It resembles a lot like this branch, for example. If I would just have this, I wouldn't be able to tell whether this is like a coral sinker wood or red moor wood. Until
it's dry, you can. But once it's wet, especially after a few weeks, the color is going to be the same. Shape-wise, it's a bit different, and you have a lot more texture on the surface.
The branches of this are like more straight. The red moor wood is more curly, I think.
Yeah.
Most of them
it's
actually.
More straight, but still natural. So you never have like a completely straight piece. There are always some curvature in it,
but not as accentuated.
But if you just look at it as one piece, yeah, it looks more straight than the red moor wood.
Where would you use this?
For me, sinker wood is much more of an accent. So when the wood is not the main
character
hardscape, yeah. So if I want to use something that is prepared for like 50-50 rocks and wood, I probably use this one. If I want a wood-heavy hardscape, then I go with ironwood or red moor, mostly.
With that said, all of these guys will be probably the same color, so you can combine them safely, like I did in the tweak of the 650 aquarium behind us. So another question about this wood it color the water? And I would say not in small quantities, but if you use a lot of it, like I did in this one, and you use the Seachem Purigen underneath, in the filter, I mean, then it would take out all the tint from the water. But it's not as accentuated as ironwood, for example.
All type of wood color the water somewhat. So it's always recommended to use Purigen to get crystal clear water. And also what we discovered, because of the leftover bark that's on it, it actually gets your filter very, very dirty very, very quickly when you start the aquarium. So while we usually say you don't need to clean your filter for the first about 3 months if the filter is properly sized for the tank. If you use this type of wood, it's better to clean it after about a month to get rid of all the excess bark that just clears off the wood into a filtration.
Next one for Tomi. Very difficult job. He knows everything. There you go.
Dracula stone.
You are too good.
It is.
It is. It was a difficult one, right?
It was, yeah. I think I haven't used before, at least not on the channel. I'm using it at the moment for my PLC scape.
No, I've never used it before either.
Because it's new. We only had it for a few months and we didn't have the chance to use it until now.
Do you know about the water parameter change?
I believe it doesn't do anything with your water. It's very, very similar to White Rhino.
This one is a little bit softer and maybe it has a little bit more detail on it. So it's like more rugged.
A lot more detail, yeah. It's the very same, like very layered style.
This is quite water neutral. GHKH needed for this one.
And you can use it a lot more versatile. So like if you place it like this, it resembles like mountaintop. But you can also use it flat. You can even create a cave with it. It's very interesting that a lot of these stones have these elevations inside.
Also, these are big stones, so you need to like crush them or like do something with it. At least the ones that I have seen in the hardscape room of Green Aqua.
So like smallest pieces are about 8 to 10 centimeters, and you can get them up to 40-50 centimeters as well. So again, quite versatile, just like the White Rhino.
I feel that this is a very strong stone, so it would be probably a little bit difficult to break.
Or if you break it, it's very layered, so it's probably going to split
And it's gonna like show one.
and you're gonna have like an unusable, very clean side where it breaks, but obviously the other side can be used because you're gonna still have the textures.
Oh my God, impossible to tell.
One of the easiest ones.
Is this a Frodo stone?
No, it isn't.
Yeah, Petrified Wood stone.
The very sharp edges you're gonna be able to tell. I think that's the most distinct about this.
It is.
Except for the color, which you
And it's my
obviously
favorite.
don't see.
It's a favorite stone of mine. And I've never touched it like that. So if you like start to touch it, you pointed it right. The only thing is the very very sharp edges. That is the only thing that I could tell it about.
And I don't think we have any other stones that are like that, like this sharp. I understand why you said Frodo stone, because Frodo has similar pieces that have these very strict edges.
This texture had led me off.
Yeah.
Fun fact. This comes from the border of China and Mongolia, from the remotest point of land, which is the furthest away from any sea. It does not change the water parameters. GHKH is needed for this, does not leach anything in it. When wet, it's great because you can actually see the lines of the wood in it.
This is about the same part of it.
The colors will start to pop when it's underwater.
But also you have like different shades of reddish, orangish colors in them.
You could have completely gray.
So this and this is actually not the same. So
absolutely not. This is like a little bit reddish. This is more like yellowish.
So when you go out and choose your hardscape, make sure that you choose pieces that match in texture and color. I was talking about this. Actually, when you place an order at the Green Aqua website for hardscape, you can leave us a comment at the end of the ordering process where you can specify what you would like. So you order 10 kilos of this stone and you can say that you would like to get pieces that are 15 to 20 centimeters, or you'd like just one big piece because that's what you're missing for your next Iwagumi.
You can send a photo also if you want.
You can't send a photo in the ordering process. That's another service we can do for you, is a hardscape picking service where you reach out to us by email. You send us a photo of what you would like to achieve with another aquarium, and we're going to do our best to choose those pieces for you. Oh, that's small. Oh, this is not a hardscape. I mean, it's hardscape.
Come on, Tommy. It's a hardscape.
This is a detailing bit.
What?
From an 88 Kumu.
Thing. This is a stone that was brought by Mickey from Japan. So you guys...
From the seaside.
From the seaside.
Yeah.
So this is... You were right with the Japanese background, so that's okay. It's not something that we sell.
Well, that's 2 points because you tried to trick me.
Never mind, careful.
Pagoda stone? Yeah, it is.
You know everything. I'm gonna tell you first what I like about this. I like the coloring and I like the layering. So most of these guys are having these horizontal lines. The thing about this is that it's going to harden the water, so it's going to change the KH of the water, so you will only need to use the GH plus when you remineralize it. It leaches some calcium, magnesium and carbonates into the water column. And it can be a little bit dirty because you've got these clay residues in between the layers. The only way to use this properly, it would probably be like building like a desert scape. I would say, like if you want to do something like Arizona style. The negative, it is very difficult to build with them like higher structures because of this very characteristic view. It's almost impossible to like glue them together like that. You could actually do this, so I could believe that these two will go together well, and if you build something higher where this could work, but it's a more difficult stone.
The reason I don't like them is this, that it's very, very difficult to choose pieces that match naturally to build any kind of height, and you need it because this is about the biggest piece you get. So we don't have it in big pieces, so if you want to fill even a 60p, you're going to need to connect rocks And also for me, the color is not natural. I mean, yeah, for a desert scape, it is. And also a problem is like, if I look at this piece, it has character, it has texture. This, I mean, this is okay.
Yeah.
The rest is basically a brick.
Also, you have to be very careful with the whitish, like lighter colors in Hardscape, because they can attract algae a lot more, and it will be like an unholy algae, full of algae.
It's much more difficult to keep it clean when you
Needs
have a lot of
brushing.
white. But it's very important. That's why we do this video. Is that Hardscape, just like most of aquascaping, is very, very subjective. So Balázs loves this stone. I hate it. It's up to anyone to use any kind of hardscape. Okay.
My turn.
No, I give you a chance.
You do. Give me the dragon stone, Tomi. There you go.
I chose it before he said.
Oh, good guess. Check the color difference between these two guys. One thing about this, it's full with clay. So if you actually want to use it in the aquarium, this would be probably the only stone out of all of them that I would actually rinse before I use.
Tell us in the comments if you rinse your hardscape or not.
But
I never do, even with this one. You can even break off a small piece by hand because it's so soft.
Sometimes you can, which is a pro, because you can like crush small
you
pieces.
can make very small pieces out of this easily. So for this one, it doesn't really matter. What I usually recommend for customers is go for the main stones, not just the main stone, but all the stones that you want to use for the actual layout, and bring 1 or 2 extra pieces that you're gonna break for smaller pieces, and it's very easy to build detail with. It looks good even on the point where it breaks.
See, it's broken. Okay. Doesn't do anything with water parameters,
no,
so
it doesn't.
GHKH for this one.
Yeah.
I like this because you can actually build easier with this. You can glue it together. See, even these 2 random pieces would look probably okay.
I think this is the easiest stone to do like seamless connections with in any type of build. And another bonus of this is you can actually plant in those small cracks.
And it goes well with the dragon wood. So you could try to like mix these 2, and you wouldn't even know which one is wood and which one is stone.
Yeah, that's an interesting approach. I don't think I've seen that used before, combining these 2, but you could try. So that's the dragon wood, or Dragonscale wood, or honeycomb wood, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Can you get back the other one so that we can see if they work together? See?
Probably underwater, it's like the wood won't get reddish like the stone.
But it will get brownish.
But it will get brownish, yeah.
So you will have, but the texture is quite similar.
The tricky thing about this, we didn't tell about the stone, but you can get these from small pieces up to big ones.
Oh yeah.
But with the dragon wood, you usually get them in about this size or smaller. But just like the stone, it's very easy to connect them seamlessly. The best example we've seen of this is Luca's winning works from 2024.
Oh yes.
And he also used the same type of wood for his 2025
That was a
scape.
fantastic one.
You can connect them and you can create curvatures.
Would this develop any mold when you cycle it?
I think we didn't have any molding issues with this
No,
one.
we didn't. Vicky had built a beautiful layout with this one.
Yeah.
In a 60p aquarium, and she glued them together, and she built a huge structure, and it was full with this wood. It didn't color the water, it didn't leach anything into the water. It got a lot more brownish, so it's actually dark brown after a couple of weeks.
The only thing is, which is in general with wood, it happens quite a lot, developing BBA on it. And I would say that this type of wood is slightly more prone to do that, to have BBA developing, but that's usually happening with any type of wood.
You can scrape it off with the...
Oh yeah, you can easily scrape it off with the
Pro Pickers.
Pro Pickers, yeah, or the Pro Brush.
Oh, some wood.
Careful.
Oh, again, I don't know the
break
name.
it.
Yeah, I know which one it is, but I don't know the name again, so...
Think of what you would use it for, because that's how you get the name. Which part of a bonsai tree?
Which part?
Yeah.
The roots, probably, like that.
Okay, so this is a canopy.
Okay.
You can easily build very detailed pieces of wood or trees with this type of hardscape. You need to be gentle with it. It breaks quite easily because of the very thin pieces. But yeah, something special. On its own, it doesn't do much, but it's more like to have a piece of wood that you glue this onto and create the tree like that.
Also, my issue with these very thin branches is that they melt after like a couple of months, so they will completely disappear. And you
we
could
see
only
that in
keep
general. We don't know it for this exact type because we haven't tried it yet, because this is new as well.
This is like the third type of hardscape that is new as well.
We have a
but today,
lot of new hardscape nowadays, which is very
cool.
good in the hobby. Because of the very dense, like small pieces, it's again very easy to place plants in between. So to complete that canopy and have it planted, you don't need to glue, you don't need to tie, you just tuck in between the small pieces of branches. You can use it for your desert scape.
Of course. What was the motto?
Yeah. There's the Pagoda stone with the canopy wood. Perfect desert scape.
Okay, and I promise you I will not learn the name by the time of that I shot that video still.
That's possibly true.
Oh, we don't know. Okay.
That's fun. Oh.
That's
you see? Nice. I didn't know you put the rock as well, so my hood came off.
Okay, let's swap the rock. Okay.
Oh, that's heavy.
You can already hear the name.
I know this one.
Of course you do.
I think so. This is the new stone we have.
Yeah.
The Truly stone, is it? But yeah, it's the Truly stone. It turns out we are a bunch of idiots. Somehow the information got into Green Aqua that this is called the Truly stone, which is actually a misspell. It turns out it's called the Turly stone. I'm not even sure how to say that. So yeah, we're going to say it wrong throughout the whole video. Now I'm going to go check what it actually means and how to actually pronounce Turly. So you guys carry on with the video. This is the newest type of hardscape. I've said this for the 5th time now. This is the newest type of rock we have from RIVEREST. They are the company we source most of our hardscape from. And this is a surprise that they sent us as samples, and then we immediately ordered it. It's slightly similar to Frodo stones. You can see the similarities in the texture. It's this part and this part. It goes very well together. I believe we could combine these in aquariums as well. But the Truly stone has this part as well, which is very, very different from the Frodo stones. It's
nice.
Very interesting.
It looks like pebbles glued on top of rock.
I believe, like, also the other side is very nice. It's
that's more like Frodo stone, actually,
but textured. The only issue I see with this, what people gonna do, and I'm afraid that even we gonna do it sometimes, is overdo it. If you put
too many of
these and create a layout, a big layout with this much texture, you lose your viewpoints, you lose everything. So you need to be very careful choosing the correct pieces and placing them, because if I place this rock like this and cover this very busy part, then it's nice, it's subtle, but you still have interesting parts in it. This one, it can get quite busy in a tank very quickly.
I could imagine using this.
Obviously, you can
like
use
that.
this. I mean, just like using all the pieces with these parts visible, that's going to be too much.
We don't know if they change
the
the water parameters, but just by looking at it, I would think that it does not.
Yeah, but like starting from the thought that it's very similar to Frodo stone, what we see with Frodo stones is if you have the white lines in them, which quite often you do, then in the first few months you get it raising KH. But then it goes away.
Right, and also if you ask the AI Scaper, if you live in Europe, that's available, and you can ask whether any type of hardscape that you want to choose is doing anything with the water parameters, and it will tell you. And it will also tell you what kind of remineralizing to use if you have the reverse osmosis water.
I need this for my PLC scape, so I'm putting this elsewhere.
All right. Is this the Frodo stone?
Yes, it is. It's been one of my favorites.
I know, Tommy.
For quite a few years, I achieved most of my high ranks in contests with this one.
Tell me why you like it.
I like it because of the texture, mostly. It's a very, very challenging stone to build with because you have different colors, you have different textures, you
different
have
shapes.
A lot of bulky ones that like only one side is nice and you need to hide all the rest.
When you break it, it's fully flat.
It's impossible to break, so like you can't make small detailing bits because once you break it, you get like cubes and that's it. But yeah, when you find the perfect pieces and when you have the chance to choose them or get them chosen by someone in a unified way, then it's one of the best stones to build with. There's this type which is more on the brownish side, and with these kind of textures that I would say it has like a flat surface and then like cuts in it. But you also have the bluish type, which is almost
grayish,
metallic.
Grayish,
it looks quite similar in color to white Rhino.
When you actually break it, then it's going to be grayish.
Yeah, on the inside it usually is. Once you have them in one tank, they get closer in look after some time as the biofilm develops on them, but they're never gonna be the same. In one build I've done, on one side I had a big bluey stone, on the other side I had a big more and brownish stone, and it sort of looked like the storm coming in. When you have the different colors as the clouds come in, it had that very nice effect.
I don't like the color of it because it has this neutral brownish color, which for me is not appealing enough, which is cool if you have a scape that you want to like mimic a big rock formation and a lot of detail to look at. So I understand why you like it. For some reason, I'm using it less and less.
Yep.
And if I have to choose something like warmer in color, I would probably go even warmer than this towards the Petrified Wood stone or something like that. Our friend Adam Pascella is doing great hardscape selections with this. So I actually like this stone better when it has no plants.
When it's not planted.
It's absolutely no plants and nothing with it. So when I'm just looking at it, oh wow, this is like the Alps, or it's like European mountains. It's great.
Yeah,
I love that.
Even in an aquascape, like I would say this has two types of views. One, how I used it most of the time, mountainscapes, where you don't hide any of the hardscape, you resemble big mountains, and the other one is just underlaying wood. So like in the 650, where the rock itself is not that dominant, it's not that important, it's just under the wood to have some structure.
Also, I don't like how it matches the color of the wood. Check that out. So
now that's about taste. For me, that's perfect. Especially the ones that are already have the patina on them, the biofilm developed. It's even some algae. This is the type of stone that I usually don't clean because I like when it gets a bit greenish. This is Hakkai. This dent, it doesn't exist in any other type of stone. I believe it's not the very same stone as ADA has as Hakkai stones, but it's very, very close, very similar. The only issue we have is in Europe, we don't have this in big ones. Like at ADA, we lifted those huge ones, many of us together, because there's no way of someone lifting it on their own. But here we have about this size, I don't know, 35, 40 centimeters. That's the max we get.
If you don't want to glue them together, which with this stone, I don't think that it's like, it's not really working, then probably the biggest size aquarium that I could imagine this in, if this only, if it's only like a stone aquarium, is like a 60p or something.
Yeah, but you can also use it as an accent besides wood. The only thing is this, wherever you use it, this should represent flow. So you should use these very curved, very smooth surfaces to mimic where the flow goes underwater. Again, not easy, very, very heavy. Also on the website, when you order Hardscape, we have a calculator for you where you put in the size of your aquarium and we give you a recommendation of how many kilos you should order, because stones like this are very, very heavy, very dense, while we have something like the lava stone, which is very light.
Can you break it easily?
No, you would have a very difficult job breaking it. And yeah, underwater, it has this very dark gray, slightly greenish color.
Yeah.
And
it's like already full with algae. Check this out.
The smoothness comes out even more once it's wet.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful
becomes
stone.
very, very shiny.
Done?
Yep.
Oh, this is wood. This is red Moor wood.
Yes, it is. This was my go-to for wood, red Moor. I didn't like...
Everybody's go-to.
No, but I didn't like ironwood when I started out. For
Why
years
not?
I haven't used... I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay.
And then at some point it changed. I don't know when, but since then I don't like the red Moor wood anymore. I haven't used it for years.
And you also need to weigh it down because it's relatively light. So like you can either
All
put...
wood you need to weigh down.
Mostly.
As we've learned, is Homer Son's aquarium is what, over 4 months old now, and the weighing stone is still on top of the ironwood, which you usually don't even need to weigh.
For me, it's easier not to weigh it down, but to glue it onto some kind of like a rock structure. If you put some rocks here and then you just glue it down onto
That's
this.
what we usually do
and
nowadays,
it's also easier for maintenance. If you need to brush it off and you use metallic brush or you use like plastic brush to brush it off, then it's easier if the wood doesn't move around. Actually, this piece is not very representative. You can see how it looks when you really have a lot of pieces. This is one idea: never cut the wood. So if you want to do something, just break it, because it will look a lot more natural if you do that.
It's my turn.
Your turn.
I know this because of the size, because we don't have smaller ones.
Oh.
But also it's quite easy to tell because of this very flat surface and this one. And also the bottom, yeah, it's completely flat. This is Sensei stone. This stone, it has these very flat surfaces on usually both sides. On the sides, it has these very nice textured, layered. Now it's wet. You can see the color.
Yeah, that's why I sprayed it.
So yeah, it's a very deep brownish color, even yellowish sometimes. It's very good to build. Like as we said with the Pagoda stone, that it's very difficult to layer it on each other. With this, with the flat surfaces, the only thing you need to make sure is that you match the direction of the textures. So when you put on another piece, it's going to be quite easy because of on flat, but you need to make sure that the textures are going the same way, because on this one it goes like this. If you put the other one on the other side and it goes like this, that's not natural.
I built like a 90 cube aquarium with this one, and I found it really difficult to work with when you want to glue them together.
It takes some imagination to get going with this one, but if you like look at this side, if you have a mountainscape, this piece is perfect for the top right.
Yes,
So
exactly.
It has everything you want from a top piece. It's not too wide, so it doesn't take up a lot of your depth. You can plant around it. It has elevations in it. It has a very nice frontal texture. The flat surface is good because you can even cover it with plants, so you can even lose even less depth that way. So yeah, it's perfect for
I have never thought of using it this way, and actually you're absolutely right. This is a much better way to use it than just having it upright.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that way.
Oh, that's the bonsai tree.
Yeah.
Made of separate pieces, actually.
Some type of wood as the base, and then it's glued piece by piece. The canopy is...
It's moving out.
Yeah, it's quite easy to break. So the canopy is made of the same stuff as we have as the canopy wood.
Right.
So this you can buy pre-built and just pop it in, plant it, that's it. Or you can buy some type of wood as the base and then use the canopy wood to build on it.
I think this is a good idea to have in a nano aquarium.
Yeah, this is perfect for
it's
nano
ready-made.
tanks.
So if you want the hardscape that is just, you know, usable, then you put like a flat stone at the bottom, you glue this on, you put the soil around it, you put some smaller plants in it, some epiphyte plants, mosses, something like that.
Especially for newcomers, so like if it's your first tank, I wouldn't recommend you start building your own tree because it's quite tricky. We have failed at it a few times.
What you could do with it is you could actually put it in a big aquarium, a couple of them, and then have some trees growing on a hill or something.
Yeah.
So
You can use it many ways. The idea behind this, and the canopy of it as well, is to have a nice structured canopy under the plants. So it's much more realistic than just having one branch and cover that with plants. The whole tree itself, it can be natural, but it looks much better if you have the canopy built out with all the branches. The round one, black pebble. Very limited usage for this.
And they are huge.
Usually we get smaller ones as well, so you can get them from about 10 centimeters up to about 40. At the moment, I think we only have these big ones, that's why you didn't find
You could actually build a very minimal escape with these.
Yeah, so minimalistic RIVEREST, especially.
I love this.
We've done it. It works great in a shallow tank. But yeah, if you want planted, then RIVEREST underwater. That's the only place where I would use this. I wouldn't even combine with...
You could use it like a regular Iwagumi, like that.
The problem with that is that at least one, but usually two sides are flat. So
you need to like cover it.
Using it in an Iwagumi is just... It's not perfect.
If you want to build like a riverbed layout, then you could do it.
Yeah, this stone stands like this, but then it's too low and there's no way around it. You can't really make it stand up. It looks weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Doesn't do anything with your water. Nice and easy. Very textured, so it's easy to attach moss onto it. Not much more to tell about it.
Now that is a Seiryu stone, but I don't know whether it's the normal or the dark one.
I think that's impossible to tell by touching.
Yeah, let's say it's normal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Once it's wet, it's darker anyway. But yeah, you can get even more black.
You can check out this detail here.
But this is the daddy of stones.
It is.
Isn't it? This is the original. That's where all the rockscapes started with Seiryu stone, at least in Europe. Before before we had Frodo stones, this is what I went for Manten Iwagumis, the Seiryu stone.
But it's more problematic when it comes to the water parameters.
Yes, so these big chunks of white, these release KH, calcium, magnesium.
And also the grayish part with the normal Seiryu.
Yeah, so it's very difficult to control your TDS and your water hardness with this type of stone, which makes your pH fluctuate all the time. It's not that easy to work with. You're gonna have different amounts of algae issues throughout the whole lifetime of a tank built with Seiryu. But it's worth it.
You could actually glue them together easily.
Yep.
You have the grayish glues that go together. When I'm using the GH Plus with this one, I'm remineralizing to TDS 120 and I'm just letting it like raise up to 150, 180 even. I would recommend to have like water changes at least twice a week if you have this and you don't want a big fluctuation, because you don't let the things to go like 30% twice a week.
You can easily go with the weekly water change as we usually do, but it's going to be more unstable than the rest of your tanks. It's Manten stone. I think it's impossible to work with this properly. No, every single piece looks different. It's slightly different in color. It's slightly different in texture.
There you go, a challenge for Tomi.
The other thing, when you say Seiryu stone makes your tank unstable, this thing, it's impossible to control.
This guy works under acid, works.
Yeah, this one raises your pH insanely and makes your tank fluctuate, your pH fluctuate, and then the whole thing is going to be unstable.
Although the texture is nice, check this out. So it's like you have this rugged structure.
But then you choose another one and it looks completely different. Don't try to put that back, it's gone.
No, it's not. I can glue it back. There you go.
So yeah, this is Manten stone. You ever used it?
No.
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 I think it's very attractive, especially for newcomers, with all this texture.
Right.
Because it's something very busy, very interesting, but again, it's easy to overdo, just like we said with the Turly stone. Like, this only has busy parts. So when you fill a tank with this, you just don't know where to look anymore.
Two things come into my mind. One, it resembles the old background that they put behind the aquariums.
Yeah. It looks like the fake stone backgrounds, right? In cichlid tanks or some stuff like that.
And the second thing is that it is the closest thing to limestone that we have.
Yeah.
So that is.
You're gonna get the same amount of algae with this as with the fake background. So it's very similar to that as well.
We should try building something with it and then fight with it for the first couple of months.
Have fun.
Not big. Lava stone.
Yeah.
Easy to identify because it kind of like sticks to your fingers.
Yes, the surface is very unique, and it doesn't just stick to your fingers, it sticks to each other very easily.
Oh yeah, have you seen this float?
Oh yes. So when you look at the surface, you can see these small bubbles. This is what you call it, either Fuji stone or lava stone. The reason for the lava stone is because this is from old lava, from volcanoes. Now, as that cools down and forms this rock, there are air bubbles inside, and that's what makes the surface as it is. And sometimes there are huge air bubbles inside. So you build your tank,
buoyancy.
You have a Fuji stone this size in it, fill it, and it floats up.
It's really funny.
We've seen it.
You wouldn't expect this. You can cut this with a saw, actually.
Yeah, it's very soft.
And you can brush it. You can use it under the soil if you want to save some.
Sometimes you use this for elevation. To have a higher background.
Some people use it in the filters, although we don't recommend it. So the surface itself is not as
It's
as
nice,
rugged.
but not as big of a surface as proper
Not as
biological media.
effective.
So
Yes.
lovely thing, doesn't do anything with your water.
The most neutral thing that we have.
Easiest rock to cover with plants, because this surface, anything sticks to it. Even plants that would normally go into the soil and don't work as an epiphyte, they usually work on this as an epiphyte because they can root into it. So yeah, great stone.
Yeah. Okay, now it's gonna be
Getting easier because there's
Yeah.
not haven't seen it. Close my eyes.
They're gonna know anyway.
The only roundy stone we have left is the Ice Age stone. Yeah. I'm quite torn on this one. I like the idea of it for something like a RIVEREST, just
You,
like
you like the color of it.
Maybe the color, I don't know what it is, but I haven't seen a tank built with this that I like. No, that's yours. I'm sorry, one of your worst builds ever. That tank,
Nobody likes that
no,
layout.
it's hideous, that layout.
I love that layout.
Probably I'm going to challenge myself to build with this someday, because I really see the potential when I just grab the pieces, but something like a RIVEREST, nothing else.
Would you glue it together and build something with it?
No, that's where you went wrong.
Yeah.
With the other. Don't try to build 120p with this.
I can smell it. This has like it's like a sandstone. This one, it's sandstone. You can smell
Okay.
sand. Smell it, Tommy. Come on. Good nose.
This one smells like algae.
Does it?
Yeah.
Let me smell this. It does indeed. Why?
No.
This like my childhood aquariums. Now we stop the video and smell the
Okay,
rocks.
yeah, this one smells like sand. You're right.
Is it dark Seiryu or is it ironwood? Oh, the ironwood and the dark Seiryu.
The only things left.
Okay, so let's talk about the dark Seiryu first.
Same as Seiryu stone, just dark.
Absolutely.
For what reason I don't like it? I love Seiryu stone, I don't like the dark Seiryu. This for me is not natural. And it goes even darker underwater. You have even more contrast, so the white ones pop very bright white, and then the blacks are very black. Same as far as how it behaves underwater in your tank.
Whatever we said about the Seiryu is applicable to the dark Seiryu.
Same kind of textures you have, same kind of shapes you have, everything is the same, it's just darker or more contrasty.
We use ironwood extensively in many aquariums. You already said that you didn't like this and you started with the red Moor wood before. This can leach some tannins into the water, which can color the water. Using the purigen in the filter is advisable.
This one is ironwood as well, and the name comes from the weight. So
yeah, it's very heavy, but if you would put this into the water, it would probably...
This one I believe would sink. That one definitely wouldn't, but any of the small wood wouldn't. Okay, so this is why we call it ironwood. That's what I was talking about.
It
would
stays
sink.
there, Tommy. It's good. It's complementing the layout.
No.
It's okay.
You need to take it out. So,
Oh,
yeah. Still,
don't eat me. Oh, I cannot take it out like that.
still, you should always check. You can't trust it.
No, don't trust this
It's
wood.
still not done.
Okay, let's finish up the video with presenting two more hardscape elements and the glue.
Yes. So, whatever hardscape you use, you're gonna need details. And you're probably gonna need some stuff to glue. So, when you go with wood, you can go with these detailing branches, thicker ones, very, very thin ones. Now these go away in water.
You do
after
the
some time.
commentary, I do the walking.
Professional.
Yeah, it's a fashion.
Okay, so yeah, for wood, we have different thickness of branches for details. The very thin one, these won't last underwater for a very long time. So we usually use these either replacing after time or just use them before taking the final shot.
It
or whatever.
melts.
It melts, yeah. If you go with stones, then we have quite a few options available for detailing rocks. So this is, for example, matching Seiryu stones.
It's called something else, so it's
It's Rio stone. That's how ADA calls what we call Seiryu stone.
Yes.
Yeah, we usually also have a recommendation in the description of the product what to match it with. So yeah, available in different types. You've seen it on our channel that we glue stuff, and we talked about this today. We use different types of glue for different types of connections. But what we just started using nowadays is this glue compound from RIVEREST. Now, this is, I don't even know what to compare this with. It feels like the stuff that you get out of your dryer after your clothes.
It feels like rock wool a little bit.
But what it is for is making connection with super glue. If you connect two pieces of wood with this brown one, then you won't see the connection anymore. So yeah,
it's much
it will be
stronger
color.
actually.
And it's much stronger. So not just the color, but the bond is going to be stronger. It's much more difficult to break. It's probably not going to break on its own, which can happen with the paper towel connection. That was it for today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We have a separate video about how we build layouts from this. So you can find the layout tutorial here. In the comments, please let us know which one is your favorite type of hardscape.
Interested to read. We will see you next time.
See you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.